Thanks for listening to Middle Aged and Mediocre. I'm Cash.
I'm Joel.
And we are a podcast about all things strange and unusual, death and UFOs, and other creepy,
Cults,
weird, random
ghosts.
There you go.
Yeah. Not just naming things in the room.
Oh my god.
There's a cult of ghosts.
Hello, everybody. This is Middle Aged and Mediocre. I'm Cash.
I'm Joel.
You look surprised.
Yeah.
This is episode 60.
I thought we were just hanging out today. I didn't know we were going to record.
No, I mean, we do typically hang out with the mics right in front of our faces like this, so I guess you shouldn't have been tipped off. No, we are recording. We're recording episode 60. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back. We're back.
Yeah.
Been a week.
It's Monday now.
Yeah, we're a day
It's not
late.
Saturday.
It's not Saturday.
Feels like Sunday because I was off today.
Oh,
I
were
took
you?
it off. Yeah,
You just took it off?
have a 3-day weekend on my birthday
You said fuck
weekend. Yeah.
So it's my birthday.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't call off. I don't do that. I had it scheduled off.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a day full of naps, and I just got done eating Bob Evans in Athens, so I could fall asleep at any second. Like, what's that Bob Evans? Like, I've already had one nap since I had Bob Evans, but I feel like there's another one just right around the corner.
When did you have time if you just ate it not too long ago?
There's always time for a
Did you nap
nap.
on the way back? Were you driving?
I got back and I had about an hour till I had to come over here, so
You just power napped it.
yeah, I just snuck about half-hour nap in there. My second one of the day, you know.
That's it. I can't do that.
Oh,
If-
yeah.
If I nap, I'm basically done for the rest of the day.
Oh, I'm done. It's like I was on the way over here. I was like, wow, my brain is that napping high brain
Yeah,
all
I
day.
can't-
You know,
I can't
it's
do
just
well, I mean,
allegedly.
it is your birthday weekend. You
Yeah.
deserve it.
uh-huh.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
27 years old.
Yep.
It's my guess by looking at
Fuck.
it.
27. To go back to 27, I was still a
Is
virgin
it
at
almost
27.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
50-something.
I'm 42.
42.
42.
So, you're
Woo.
you're hitting the quota for this podcast.
Uh-huh.
You're taking the reins on one part of it. So,
Well, I'm trying to build up to mediocre.
I'll be mediocre.
Right now, I'm just awful. I'm god awful. You know, but if I could get to mediocre, that'd be good.
You'll get there one day. Just
Thanks.
keep trying.
Thanks.
I mean, I don't know if that Cleveland hat. They're getting better. So yeah, happy birthday, and you
Yeah.
kind of celebrated by having a comedy show.
Kinda. Friday,
I
the
guess
day
that was-
before.
Was that the day before?
Yeah, the day before. I had 2 comedy shows outside in 90-degree weather.
Dose
Dose. So that was cool. Haven't produced a show in over 2 years, so I did 2.
seems like it went well.
Yeah, they want to keep doing them.
Yeah. So
Hopefully
yeah,
more people. There are going to be more people at the next one, and
Did you tell them to get less fancy food?
they're going to do where you don't have to. You can either they'll promote it as you can buy a ticket, or if you get food, it's free.
Okay.
But their food smelled really good and looked really
I'm
good.
sure it was good, but when I went to look at the menu, I was
Yeah.
like, this all
It's
seems
like
a little...
$30 for a big appetizer,
Yeah.
dessert, and everything.
Let's get a piece of
and-
pizza.
Like, I just want to see some dudes talk about their dicks and jerking off.
That's it.
That's
I
all.
just want to jerk off at a comedy show or guys talk about their dicks. That's all I want.
It was a cool spot outside, but it was hotter than fuck.
Was it?
Yeah, luckily by the second show, it cooled off to like 85.
Yeah, it was fucking warm that night.
Yeah.
I went to my dad's and ended up hanging around there for a while, but it did get fucking warm.
But everyone had a good time. The comics had a good time. The stickers were a hit. I brought you some stickers.
You brought me some stickers.
Yeah. Now I know you want more, but I only gave you 2. Okay, I gave you a big juicy pea and a little juicy pea.
I got the juiciest peas over here. Big and small juicy pea.
But they were a hit. I did how I joked about how I was trying to get GCP,
GCP.
but I say it with that thuggery, that GCP.
You do.
So it kind of sounds like Juicy P.
So now,
Wah, wah, wah. And I got all these stickers that say Juicy P.
well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll go on that.
Oh, that's $5 each.
I got a note. Put it on my tab.
We'll trade them for the Vader.
We're good. I'll just put my tab. We'll get together later.
But I have another show September 3rd already. That's going to be the first Friday of every month. And this coming show, I'll have Luke Capasso and Wyatt Lutz.
All right.
So it's going to be...
was Wyatt the same dude that was with Luke?
No, that was Ranson
Yeah.
Carr or something like that.
Yeah, Ranson.
This is another fella.
Okay.
He has a mullet. I've never met him, but Luke is bringing him, and I trust Luke.
Yeah, Luke's great. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't Won't bring some piece of shit.
Yeah, some unfunny motherfucker.
Some piece of shit that likes sloppy steaks. A real piece of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, first Friday every month at the Busy Bee.
Busy Bee in Marietta, Ohio.
Yeah, come get your juicy pea.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a comedy show. Happy
Thanks.
birthday.
Yeah, thanks.
I tried to get people to say mean things to you, and I think only a couple people did.
Yep.
But really
They know. They know that I want to be told that I did a good job.
really wanted meaner. I was really wanting some really mean things.
Yeah.
But I'll do that myself.
Yeah, you ain't saying that.
So-
You both stop texting me mean things.
Yes, I got to do all the goddamn
Like you made me
work
cry
around.
yesterday.
Yeah, well, you deserved it. It was your birthday, and you can cry if you want to.
Yeah.
So before we get too into the episode, which we do have a murder story for you today.
Cool.
We're back to, we're going to do some news stories, and then we got murder for you.
Awesome.
So
I almost researched a story. I was so badly wanting to hear a murder story.
you almost
I almost thought about researching the story.
thought about
Oh
it.
yeah.
You started to put
I
some
started
thought
to think
into
about it. I was like, no, I don't need
No.
that kind of thoughts in my head. But it would be cool to go back to a murder story, and here we are.
Because you do it randomly once, and I'm going to be like, well, Joel's capable of it now. So,
I want you to expect nothing out of me.
So you're setting expectations low. That's smart. That's smart.
Oh,
I can't blame
That's
you.
how I live my life.
Well, before you get too into it, wanted to say a couple things real quick. One, rest in peace, Bobby Eaton.
Yeah.
Beautiful Bobby.
Alabama Jam.
Alabama Jam. One of the absolute most genuinely nice human beings that was ever in professional wrestling. Like, professional wrestling does not deserve that guy.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to meet him a couple times. Always the nicest human being.
I never met him, but I grew up watching him, and I grew up liking him.
Always one of my favorites.
I always respected, even when he was like the bad guy. You know,
Right.
you knew he was going to put on a good match.
Never looked like a main eventer, but it could work his fucking ass off.
It's funny that he was beautiful, Bobby.
He had a really he had a main event title match against Ric Flair.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 falls, won the first fall.
Jim Herd was the booker or the promoter at the time.
Uh-huh.
Flair was the booker though. Flair booked himself in that match and put Bobby in and Herd was pissed off. So Flair just booked it again, like another time,
Good.
because everybody loved Bobby.
Yeah, I heard Goldberg wanted him to end his streak
Goldberg, wanted him to
because
end the
Eaton
streak.
helped him so much at the beginning of his career and stuff.
So he's maybe probably one of the only guys from that era that I think everyone universally is like, oh yeah, that was a great dude.
He's a good guy.
So yeah, rest in peace him. And then if you haven't watched it yet, and if you have, I don't know if you have it or not. Do you have Apple TV?
Nope.
Anybody out there has Apple TV? Watch Ted Lasso. It's got Jason Sudeikis.
Okay, I know what it is. Yeah, he's like a coach.
He's
soccer coach.
He's
Is
a
that
soccer coach.
okay?
He's no, I think he's
Did he die?
no.
Okay.
His character is a Nebraska college football coach, I believe. I believe it's Nebraska. And he gets hired on to be a football coach over in the UK.
Oh, but it's soccer.
And he has no idea how the rules work or anything like that. No idea about the sport. It's one of the best shows I've ever watched in my life.
You got Apple TV then?
Yeah, because I got a phone. So I got a free year.
Okay, cool.
I'll hook you up with the
I mean, you already had me hooked up with the
info. I
Peacock
think you
and the
got, like, 4
Amazon.
things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's generally like
I think you can claim me on your taxes now.
I'm going to.
I'm a dependent.
I'm going to. Yeah, it's like I tweeted the other day that it should be shown in schools.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good, like, you don't have to give a shit about soccer, football, like it. Like,
Well, that's good.
That's just there because I don't like it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have to. Know
You are
about
Ted
it.
Lasso.
I am Ted Lasso.
Okay.
But it's just like people being honest with each other and like just handling problems like you should instead of like the dumb TV trope where nobody ever says what's really happening. So it's just a constant series of miscommunications and hijinks.
I like all those.
So, but yeah, it's a great show. If you haven't watched it, that's what I've been watching.
All right.
It and on the same app.
I've been watching American Pickers.
I know you have, man. Every time I got a Peacock, there it is. You're burning through it.
Have you heard about them?
American Pickers?
Yeah.
I've heard a thing or two. Do they still have...
Frank's not on the show anymore.
what about-
They're feuding.
What about
Frank,
Danielle?
I don't know if Danny's on there or
Danny.
not. But I know Frank and Mike are
How can you not
feuding.
know?
Because I don't get to watch the most current
They're
episodes.
feuding.
Frank hasn't been on the show. He had back surgery, then the pandemic, and they started the new season without him. And he came out and he said that, like, Mike's a liar, and he never even contacted him after his surgery. You know, like, this is worse than my parents' divorce.
He's an American picking a fight.
Yeah. Oh!
That's what he's doing.
They're going to make me choose.
Who are you going to choose?
Frank.
Oh, Frank?
The little fatty, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, which I kind of assumed Frank was the little fatty. I don't know why, but what's the other guy's
Frank
name?
Fritz, and that's Mike Wolf.
Yeah,
He's the guy who is the business, and...
I know a guy named Michael Wolf.
Is it from American Pickers?
I don't think he's an American picker.
I got a bone to pick with him.
He's an American. I don't know if he's a picker.
American nitpickers, I like to say.
Certificate for that?
But I watch that show a lot.
I know you do. Yep. Every time I go to Peacock, there it is. You do you, though, man. You do you. I don't really use Peacock, so it's basically there for you.
Thanks.
I watch wrestling pay-per-view sometimes.
Yeah, that's about what I do.
But
I was watching some Smoky Mountain Wrestling on there.
Man, it's so hard to find shit now, though.
Yeah,
like,
the WWE app on there is bad.
I don't understand why they didn't just transfer that entire app over.
Yeah. You should be in charge of it.
I keep trying. They won't fucking answer my phone calls or respond to my emails. I keep getting a message saying I'm blocked. Every time I go on there, though, I look for something to watch. And, like, unless I want to watch The Office, there's just not a whole... Like, I'm not a big American Pickers fan. So.
I've been waiting for you to stop. Like, have you seen American Pickers?
Yeah, so, I mean, maybe it'll get better. But they don't have very many... Like, I don't know if they have any good original shows.
Nah.
Well, they got the one with... take that back. They got the one...
Take it back.
Can't remember who the main guy is, but he's like fuck.
Sounds really good.
It must not be that great. It was good when I watched it, but I can't even think of everybody in it now. So, all right, well, let's get into some news.
Yeah.
You want to hear some news?
I do.
All right. First up, remember we just talked the other day about, I think it was 2 episodes ago.
I think I've seen this.
Mario 64.
Yep.
So you saw this?
Mario beat it again. The original Mario, 2 million.
Already broke the record.
Yep.
Super Mario game sells for $2 million. So this is from August 6th from UPI.com.
Did someone get it for my birthday?
Not me.
And maybe they haven't gave it to me yet? I was waiting for you to pull it off from underneath the desk.
I had $2 million, and I thought, you know what would be good? A sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo Entertainment System sold for $2 million.
Now I wonder if it's Mario Brothers or the Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Well, I guess it probably wouldn't be sealed.
No,
if
I
it
saw
was...
the picture, and it's just Mario Brothers.
Okay.
But
remember how it came with Duck Hunt? It was both 2 in one game.
Or you got that janky one that came with. Mine was the Mario Duck Hunt and the Olympic track or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
Where you had to use the
mat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that one.
Cool.
And I think
that
I
was
used
one of the first
twice
ones.
and
Yeah.
barely responded. And you could play actual games with it too. Like you didn't have to just do. You could use it for pretty much any game.
Yeah.
But it just didn't really work that well.
Yeah, it wasn't as fun as sitting there.
But yeah, so it just broke the record that was set less than a month earlier. Collectibles investment website Rally announced the new in-box copy of the 1985 video game was purchased by an anonymous buyer for $2 million. So anonymous. So
Don't put my name out there.
Could be somebody you know.
Yeah.
Breaking a record that was set in July when a copy of Mario 64 sold for $1.56 million. The Super Mario 64 game was sold just 2 days after the previous record amount. $870,000 was paid for a copy of 1987's Nintendo The Legend of Zelda. So this is like just back to back to back.
I spent $3 on Grand Theft Auto.
$3?
Yeah, for PS2.
Did that break a record?
No one seemed to say anything at the time when I bought it.
So you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
'Cause I think you get a certificate.
But I just wanted to put that out there, that I did buy a game for $3.
So if anyone knows if that's the record, let us know. That.
It has the book.
Which one was it?
San Andreas, I think.
That might be the record, because they put out millions and millions of copies of that.
Millions and millions. I looked it up. It's worth about $3.
Yeah, I have a copy, actually. So,
but
I'll sell you mine for
I have
$2.50.
one. I have one.
Yeah, but now you know two. You can get one cheap.
There's not very much meat left on that bone.
There's not.
There's
Mine's
no
got
meat.
Mine's got the map.
If I get a
in it.
bone, it's got to be meaty. All right.
Do you have the map in yours?
No, I don't have
Mine
the
comes
map.
with full-out map.
Oh.
Mine's probably worth like 6.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of meat on that bone. That's a meaty bone.
So yeah, they're saying this is probably going to be a trend going forward.
Oh yeah.
Just game after game. Being more expensive. So
fucking nerds.
Like, what do you do with this though?
I know. Like, I have some, you've been to my house. I have a lot of shit on display. But, like, I don't know what I would do with
But a $2 million video.
You're obviously not going to play it. I guess you just hold on to it and sell it.
No, because you can get just a cartridge for Mario for like a 50 cents.
Play it online.
Or just play it online.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure now it's probably if you go to like...
I can play it on my Switch right now. Well, not right now. I didn't bring it with me, but,
but
I have the Nintendo thing downloaded on my Switch, and it has the Mario game on there.
So, this dude is a sucker.
And it's really cool because on the Switch, you can rewind when you die.
Mm-hmm, so you never lose.
Never lose.
Who kept it that long? Though?
Yeah.
Who's just had it laying around?
I feel like there's just they get left knocked off a shelf or something, and
it's been back behind a shelf somewhere the whole time.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos of old retro toys and video games, and there'll be one where a guy, his grandma got it for him for Christmas, but he was in between, his mom's, his dad's, his other grandparents, and he just got taken upstairs to the attic, and 30 years later, someone's cleaning out the attic, and they're like, oh look, it was actually the Eternia playset for He-Man. They had a boxed one, which, out of the box goes for $1,000 or something,
Right.
That's exactly what they said happened with that one. It just, the grandparents gave it to him for Christmas. He left the next day or whatever, just never got around to opening it. They put it up in the attic, and there it sat.
Why
I can't imagine someone 30 years ago just keeping a Mario game be like, this is going to be worth money in 30 years.
Yeah.
It's got to be where it got placed somewhere and just forgotten about.
Why didn't that ever happen to me?
I don't know.
Why couldn't I get things in the attic?
Have you looked around here? Your room's a little messy. Maybe you got something
I
here.
might. I need to dig back through my comics. And see what all is in there.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of stuff, man. Now's the time.
Yeah. But I would love to get my comics graded so I could sell them, but Jesus Christ, is expensive.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know how you would...
They say that's the big thing, too. If you have the sealed games, a lot of people are getting them, graded now. And that way
I definitely don't have that. I do have... I think I got a few boxes of old toys at my grandpa's in his garage up in the attic, but I'm pretty positive there's snakes all throughout that attic.
I'll fight the snakes.
So, I keep thinking about just going up there in the winter. But then I'm like, it could be warm up there. There could be that one
snake.
That one snake that's I don't give a fuck how cold it is.
I'll kill
you. Come
you.
Up here, I'll bite your fucking neck off.
I have a Happy Day record sealed.
Oh, Happy Days.
Happy Days. Yeah, I said Happy Day.
Well, so that's probably worth a few
$5, I think.
All right, so moving on. This story is fucking insane. 450,000 bees were removed from inside the walls of a Pennsylvania home.
400. Someone counted them?
450. I don't know how you. Yeah, I don't know.
You're 1, 2.
I'm assuming they have a way to estimate.
Yeah. Okay.
So this August 3rd from UPI, a couple who recently purchased a Pennsylvania farmhouse said they had to pay $12,000 to have 450,000 bees removed from inside the walls.
How much money did they pay?
$12,000.
How much is that per bee? I'm just kidding.
A second, we can figure it out. 450,000.
What's the going rate, dude?
12,000. So that is $37.50 per bee.
Wow.
Those are expensive bees.
Fuck yeah.
Sam Weaver said she and her husband, a woman named Sam,
what?
Is
that the story?
That's in the story, no. Bought the 1872 farmhouse in Skippick without conducting an inspection because they had been searching for a home in the area and wanted to move quickly when they saw the house on the market. This is the most ridiculous. Coming up is the most ridiculous part. Weaver said they bought the house in the winter, so the bees weren't active at that time. This is on the seller's disclosure. It said bees in wall, and that was it. And I think this is Sam talking. And I think because one, we didn't see them, and two, we were just so floored that we actually found land in the school district that was in our price range that I really didn't ask any questions about those bees. If you go to buy a house and in the thing it says bees in wall,
yeah,
I'm going to ask some questions.
Well, these are in the wall.
Are there 4 bees
can they
in the
come
wall?
out of the wall?
Do you know, what kind of bees?
Yeah.
Are these friendly bees? Are these ghosts of bees? She says, I didn't think it would be that big of an issue.
I mean, the Bee movie, she probably liked it, so she was like, how bad could it be?
Weird movie.
How bad could it be, is what she said.
That's what she said.
Sure, it says out the contract, but how bad can it be?
Oh, because they're bees.
Yep.
I get it.
Okay.
It took me a minute or two, because I didn't think to add the extra E. So,
Bee.
she says it didn't even cross her mind, but when spring arrived, that's when we started to see them. The Weavers hired Alan Latanzi, a general contractor and professional beekeeper, to get rid of the insects in the wall. He had actually been to the house 4 years earlier, but the previous owner decided she couldn't afford the cost for removal and just decided to leave the bees there. The beekeeper said he removed an estimated 450,000 bees, comprising 3 colonies, from the wall of the home. He said the bees appear to have been living inside the house for about 35 years.
Damn!
The Weavers said the total cost of the bee removal and reconstruction on damaged parts of the home were about $12,000. And Latanzi said the bee colonies have new homes at Yerkes Honey Farm, where he keeps his own bees in man-made hives.
He's going to keep making money out this. He made money getting them out of the house, and now they're going to make honey for him. He's going to have that honey money.
Imagine 450,000 bees.
That's a lot.
I feel like the whole house was just vibrating at one point.
Buzzing. That's the buzz.
That's
like the Candyman movie, too. Weren't there bees in that?
Fucking bees.
Fucking bees.
I got stung by a bee in my mouth.
Oh.
When I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
I was always out of my grandpa's
Were you trying
garage.
to eat it?
No, I was picking up. I always like, they always told me not to do this.
Yeah.
I always ran around, and if they had pop cans sitting around, a little bit of pop, I'd grab them, drink them. They always told me not to, but I was always like, fuck you, Grandpa. And so I grabbed one day, went to drink it, and as a couple seconds later, I still have a scar inside my mouth.
Yeah.
Got me good.
Got you real good.
Got me real good.
Maybe you should listen to your grandpa then.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I also used to constantly, because 3 or 4 people that always hung out, my dad, a couple of my grandpa's friends, they all spit tobacco.
Oh,
I don't know how many times I picked up a can. Like, that should have taught me. But now I can't drink after people, so I think that's it. Those 2 things combined.
Oh, yeah, I never drink after anybody.
And now COVID, probably.
That's gross as shit, yeah.
So, okay, last story.
Okay.
Last news story. And I don't know why we keep doing snake stories all of a sudden. That's our new thing.
It is. We've had snake stories.
Almost every...
A string of them, yep.
Yeah. So, a 6-foot, extremely venomous cobra
extremely venomous
is on the loose in Dallas.
Oh, it's loose.
It's loose.
Oh, shit.
So, this is from August 7th.
Someone tell Tony Romo.
I don't think he's just because he's from... You know what? We're going to go on. This is from WhiskeyRiff.com. So earlier this summer, a highly venomous spitting cobra busted loose from its enclosure and put North Carolina on high alert. Well, now that snake was caught pretty quickly. The owner of the snake faced 40 misdemeanor charges, though, for mishandling of the snake. But now we've got a highly...
Look, you got to handle your snake correctly.
You got to handle it, man.
Especially if it's spitting.
If it's spitting...
Hold on tight.
Even if misdemeanor does like it. But now there's a highly venomous cobra on the loose in Texas. According to the Dallas Morning News...
Check your shitters.
On Tuesday evening, a resident of Grand Prairie, Texas, reported that his pet, we all gotta quit having very
super poisonous pet.
Yes, a West African banded forest cobra, sounds poisonous as shit, had escaped its enclosure.
Probably has a stupid name. They probably call it like Fluffy or something, you know.
I like it says that it fled the scene. All I can see is it having like a little suitcase.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. The owner had apologized to his neighbors for putting them on edge. He says, I did make a mistake, and I feel very sorry for the community. And then he said, woohoo! When he started shooting his guys. He said he left to go get food for my other animals down the street, and I came back, and the cage door was open by an inch. She must have found a way to open it up, rootin' tootin' snake. He didn't say that last part.
Oh, that's so open. Rootin' tootin'. I said Fluffy!
I said Fluffy!
Get back here!
Both the owner and animal services searched the inside of the home high and low, as well as the immediate vicinity surrounding the home, but no luck locating it. A bite from this particular species of cobra is considered highly lethal to humans. It's one of the most highly lethal snakes in the world.
Why doesn't everybody have one then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and you should definitely leave the door to where the
Sure, if you're going to have one, at least half-ass it.
Yes. Acid. The owner did
The snake had to crawl over 7 loaded handguns to get out, laying on the floor.
The owner did have the proper permits to own the snake, but that does little to help bring back the snake. Local hospitals have also been alerted to get protocols and anti-venom in place. Traps are being set in the area, and residents in the area are taking extra steps to snake-proof their homes.
How does the motherfucker snake-proof your home?
They said they're filling any cracks or holes in their home.
Hey, if you need help with those cracks or holes, you holler at your boy.
They're trying to keep snakes away.
Yeah.
So,
because I got a snake that spits really far.
Well, all right. Now we know that.
God, what about your pets and stuff? And that's kind of scary.
Yeah, like I feel like this snake's going to wreak fucking havoc.
Maybe you shouldn't get a poisonous. Hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
Sure, you can.
Right.
You can.
It's my God-given right.
Yeah, but why?
Fourth Amendment.
What's
Fourth
Amendment?
Amendment.
The best that's gonna happen compared to what's the worst gonna happen?
Fourth and Ninth Amendment.
Those are snake amendments. Everybody knows
Everybody
those.
knows snake amendments.
Don't come to Texas and tell me not to have a highly poisonous snake.
Oh,
that spits.
Oh, you liberal cuck.
Sorry, Snowflake. Me and Fluffy go way back.
Yeah.
He killed my pappy.
But he earned my respect that day.
But he earned my respect.
My pappy was a son of a bitch. All right, well, that's all the news stories. I hear you got a big surprise.
I do.
All right.
I don't know how well this will translate to
I'm excited.
To
I don't know what's going on because you're positioning things.
I went to a yard sale Saturday.
Okay.
And like some days you don't expect it, but like your life changes.
Went to a yard sale Saturday night.
Yep. So I got something
Okay.
that I've been doing and practicing.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to try to go pro with
You're going to
this.
shoot me in the head.
I'm going to try to go pro with this.
Are you speed stacking? Wait a minute.
All right.
I got to get...
Well, I've been watching the YouTube videos, and there's little kids that do this really fast.
All right, so
All right.
we are recording the podcast right now. Joel has 2 stacks of speed stack cups.
And it does have the tray where you tap it to stop the timer, but I need a new battery.
He even had a little bag for it.
Oh, yeah. I'm pro.
He is a pro.
It's got a little girl's name on it because I bought it at the yard sale.
Let's say Heidi Ho.
Heidi Ho.
Yeah.
Heidi
I
Ho.
agreed. So what's the goal here? What are we
So
doing?
you got to stack them and then unstack
and then
them.
unstack them.
And I just do this is the traditional. If you watch the videos, sometimes they do 3, 5, 3. There's 12 cups total. Sometimes you stack 9. All right, there's different ways to do it, but I'm old school with it. I just learned.
I feel like as soon as you start, you need to move the mic.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting ready to start, and you can just comment about what's happening.
Yeah, I will. So Joel is getting ready to start this. He said, "Here we go. First stack's coming out. Oh, we got multiple stacks now. We got 12 stacks. We got 9 stacks. Things are dropping. Stacks are dropping. We're rolling. And boom. I don't know if that's good or bad. I have no clue. I have no frame of reference for this. But he is going. He's going. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. Stack them back up. Stack them back up. Boom. Yay!
That was the fastest cup stack in this room ever, though.
That's a fact.
I did it.
He did it. All right, man.
I'm gonna get better.
All right, we're going again. One last one
I'm
here.
gonna get better.
Here we go. Boom. He's stacking. He's restacking.
I'm
Oh,
done.
dropping.
I'm
Cups are
done.
dropping.
But that's
Well,
it.
You saw the man. You saw what he can do.
That's what I'm dedicating my life to now.
You saw what he's capable of.
All right. I used to be known for stand-up comedy, but now I'm gonna be known for stacking cups.
For stack down
Yeah.
cupsity.
And go ahead and Google that sometime on YouTube. Watch it. They show it. Like there's kids that do what I just do in like 1.5 seconds. My brain can't keep up with it.
My brain and my hands don't work together like that. Well, I mean, that was fun.
Yeah.
I hope you get really good at it.
I don't know if I can get much better than that. I'm gonna keep practicing. You know, I might be able to improve little bits here and there.
I really do want you to start going to open mics and don't tell anyone. And just go up, set up a little table, and then just present your cups.
Yeah. I just want to start taking them everywhere. Like instead of being on my phone places, I'm just gonna bring up my cups and stack them. Waiting for my food at a restaurant, I can stack some cups. They can try. All right. This is America.
There's no anti-stacking rule.
I don't see any signs about non-stacking.
All right, well, I'm impressed. Caller, be impressed. I'm going to have to try that.
Was that a good surprise?
That was a good surprise. Because when you had the little bag and I couldn't tell what it said, I was getting a little worried that this was the end.
It was a spitting snake.
Mostly I was going to be annoyed that there was no way to post this if you shot me in the head. So, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we got the story of Randall Woodfield, the I-5 killer.
Cool. Not right out.
We're still stacking over here. I tried my hand at it. I'm not very good, but I gave Joel the secret tip.
Yep, you helped me.
I deduced the method.
Don't give it away!
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I learned the trick real quick, but I just can't, my hands and my brain don't work together anymore. That's why I could never play an instrument.
That's why you gotta try.
My brain's gotta say things in my hands, and my hands are like, fuck you,
There was two
brain.
sets. I should have got you a set.
Yeah. Well, now that you brought up the second set, I feel...
Well, you just kind of... I can't remember exactly where the house is, so let's just start breaking
Let's
into
just start
every
going to
house
every
in the
house.
neighborhood. Break into them and
work.
looking for...
We'll start next door.
Okay.
We'll start...
I'm going to start in that Vader. There might be a...
You gotta leave the Vader alone, man. He doesn't have the stack cups. I'm not gonna say things. I'm just gonna point.
Yeah.
But I want to start with that house over there because I'm just as annoyed with the signs they have up still as I was with the guy at the end of the street with the Trump sign.
So let's rob them.
So I want to start with them.
Okay.
'Cause it's just as annoying.
Yeah, take it down.
That it's the other guy.
Yeah.
Like
he's not setting the world on fire.
no, he's not. Yeah. I mean, he's probably dead. We don't know. But yeah, so we're back. We're gonna get into some murder. Speaking of death and murder. So like I said,
Were we? Oh yeah, because he might be dead. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Just assume that we're typically talking about murder and dead people. So we're going to talk about the story of Randall Woodfield, the football player who became a serial killer. So during his reign of terror up and down Interstate 5, serial killer Randall Woodfield robbed, raped, and mercilessly murdered women. Some he knew, others were total strangers. He used various disguises. He stabbed, beat, and shot his unsuspecting victims before fleeing the scene every time.
Damn. Normally it's one they stab or they shoot or they,
Yeah, but this guy was just however he could get it done.
Yeah.
The former professional football player, who was once drafted to play for the Green Bay Packers, ventured on a macabre and murderous road trip along the I-5, managing to evade capture for 5 whole months. However, his offending wasn't confined to this relatively short space of time. He had been exposing his depraved side long before this, each time slipping through the fingers of justice as his crimes escalated in brutality. He really didn't slip through the fingers of justice. The fingers of justice basically were like, you go ahead on. There wasn't a lot of slipping. So, growing up, Woodfield gave no indication that he would grow up to be a sexual deviant, let alone a serial murderer. Born in 1950, he came from a respectable home in Otter Rock, Oregon. Sounds like a delightful place.
Otter Rock.
Growing up with his 2 older sisters in the Pacific Coast community. Woodfield attended nearby Newport High School, excelling in sports. He played football, basketball, and ran track. It would be during these teen years that his penchant for indecent exposure and sexual harassment would rise to the surface. He was apprehended for exposing himself to some local girls on a bridge in town quite a few times.
On the bridge?
He'd just sit on the bridge and be like, look at this thing.
Yeah.
He was known as a peeping Tom, but suffered no repercussions for his behavior. In fact, incidents of indecent exposure were...
Boys will be boys!
That's exactly what was happening.
Yep.
Also, because he was a good football player...
Sure.
His coach would help him keep those things quiet, and his juvenile record was expunged when he turned 18. But honestly, he got sent to see a therapist, and when this was going on, and the therapist was... That's literally what the therapist said.
Boys will be boys.
Well, I don't really want to say anything about a boy just being a boy.
Who doesn't want to look at a girl?
With his penis out. Flapping it around on a bridge.
Just flapping in the wind.
So after graduating in 1969...
69? Was this whole story just for that joke?
That's
you
the whole
got
thing.
me.
I made all this up.
69.
I got you good.
Oh, fuck.
I fell for it. Anyways, real story.
Okay.
Woodford went on to attend college in Ontario. Ontario, Oregon, which I didn't know Oregon had its own Ontario.
Wow, yeah. Is Oregon in Canada?
It's basically the American Canada.
Well, Canada's not real, so
maybe
so
Oregon is Canada.
It is the Canada. I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
Okay,
I think
back to what we
I
know.
think Oregon, well, maybe just Portland is now just a hellscape of violence. So I don't know if that's all of Oregon.
Go Blazers!
Go Blazers! You're gonna fuck up Damian Lillard. It was here his behavior escalated to violence, and he was arrested for ransacking the apartment of an ex-girlfriend. Due to lack of evidence, though, he faced no repercussions whatsoever. With the illusion of being an unstoppable the illusion of him being unstoppable, his actions were only going to escalate further, and they did. Woodfield transferred to Portland University, where he played for the Vikings as a wide receiver.
The Skunks.
The Portland University Vikings.
Oh, it should be the Skunks.
PUV.
The PU Skunks.
Because PU.
Because it
Stinks. Skunks are smelly.
You got it.
I get where you're going with it.
It was the summer of '69.
Here, he ironically became an active member of the group Campus Crusade for Christ.
Oh.
A religious guy going on to murder a lot of people?
Huh?
Never heard of that before.
With depressed sexual feelings?
Never heard of that. That describes no one I've ever heard of. He didn't seem to do a good job of blending in anywhere, however. His teammates would describe him as someone who didn't fit in with the rest of the players, with an ex-teammate saying he'd say out of the blue, off-the-wall statements. So I was reading through a Sports Illustrated article about this guy, and it seemed like he was two different people, depending on who you talk to. Like, he was either that kind of guy who just said weird shit and seemed off, or he was like this happy-go-lucky dude that just wanted to hang out with everybody. So, like, I don't know if it depended on that person's perspective or what, but, like, some people were shocked.
The more someone was around him, teammates, he might let his guard down a little more. And
I think, honestly, he tried to, like, be more, like, the happy-go-lucky guy around coaches.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that was, like, to keep himself protected, kind of. But the odd feelings that his peers had about him would be proven to be right. During his tenure at Portland State University, he was arrested a number of times for indecent exposure. Out of these arrests, he was twice convicted for exposing himself to female passerbys. So as well as being remembered as a bit strange by his peers, he was also remembered as an average.
What's the hope there? That like a girl is gonna be like, hey!
Yeah, well, I guess I gotta fuck you now. I've seen it.
Yeah, like, oh man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at that dick.
It's just he gets the sexual gratification.
He gets the jollies of somebody seeing his snake.
Yes. So those who played with him were surprised that he got drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 1974.
Good job, Packers. Way to research your people you draft.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This was
if he would have been arrested 5 times, maybe some flags.
But also,
up.
like back in the 70s, like it's not like they had extensive background checks and shit like that. You know, his former teammate Scott Saxton said that
Scotty the
Rocket Saxton. He said that Woodfield did not like contact. They were shocked that he got drafted. Like, he just did not like to get hit.
That makes me think of Always Sunny, where he's like, I'm not much of the tackling type, or whatever he says.
So, yeah, he was drafted by the Packers at number 428 in the 17th round.
And he doesn't like to get hit.
He doesn't like to get hit. He was offered this is amazing. Remember, it's 1974.
17th round.
How much do you think he was offered, like, for a 1-year contract?
$500.
Oh, wow, okay. You're going real low. He was offered a 1-year contract to serve as his title was a skilled football player for $16,000.
All right.
The deal came with bonuses, an extra $2,000 if he got 25 passes, and then an extra $3,000 if he got 30. His contract also stipulated that he keep himself in peak condition, avoid consorting with gamblers, and wear a coat and necktie in public places. Those are the rules.
Okay.
He signed immediately.
Always wear a condom.
Always wear a Jimmy hat. The money enabled him to quit his job at Portland area burger chef.
And he walk in, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Here's my dick.
I'm a Packer. Here's my dick. $16,000. No one touched me.
$16,000 for a year. In July, he was among the rookies who competed against the Bears in a scrimmage at Lambeau Field. He was interviewed by the press, and he said that he's pretty excited. I'm just real thankful for the opportunity.
Here's my dick.
Here's my penis. He survived early cuts and reported to friends in Portland that he was doing very well and felt like he was where he belonged. The Packers thought otherwise. They released Woodfield on August 19th, 1974.
But he had a contract.
He had as a skilled football player.
Yeah.
It was before the season began. He would later contend that his prospects were hindered because Green Bay was stressing a run game that season. So he was basically a wide receiver.
Yeah.
He was fast, I guess. Police would contend that the team had other reasons for doing it. The Packers officially declined to comment for the story. Rather than return to Oregon, Woodfield remained in Wisconsin, settling an hour and a half west in Oshkosh.
So maybe he was Brett Favre it before Brett Favre.
It is some Brett Favre behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just showing
That's
your
where
dick
Brett
to
Favre got
people.
it from.
Mm-hmm.
Where he played for the semi-pro football team, the Manitowoc Chiefs, and moonlighted as a press break operator. If the Manitowoc part of that sounds familiar, you know why that's
Manitowoc,
Wisconsin.
No.
So that is where the dude from Making a Murderer was at.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah. Stephen Avery.
Yep. Yeah. They were in Manitowoc.
I seen it.
Something in the water there.
You gotta get a burn barrel.
The Manitowater. Yeah, he got a burn barrel.
Yeah, you need a burn barrel.
While he would have preferred to spend his Sundays at Lambeau, he reckoned that playing on Saturdays nearby for the Chiefs, maybe the Packers execs, the Manitowoc Chiefs, the Packers execs would notice him and reconsider their decision. After the season, though, he was dropped by the Manitowoc Chiefs. No reason was given publicly. However, there were rumors that the team had off-field concerns, and while there are no public arrest records for him in Wisconsin, a detective would later learn that he was involved in at least 10 cases of indecent exposure across the state. As one Wisconsin law enforcement officer recalls years later, Woodfield just couldn't keep the thing in his pants. Couldn't keep that gosh darn thing in his pants.
I know, them boys.
By multiple accounts, he was devastated by being cut. And it was deeply hurt was the phrase the Oregonian would later use. And curiously, Woodfield acted as if he knew there would be no more invitations from other teams. He basically gave up the dream of being a pro football player, drove back to the West Coast, and his behavior escalated from being a peeping Tom to victimizing women in even more horrific ways. He took to holding women at knife point and forcing them to perform oral sex on him while robbing them, which is pretty unique for a serial killer to also rob somebody.
Yeah.
Usually they'll take some shit as like a souvenir.
Well, that's how he's starting.
Right.
He's robbing. Then he's probably going to...
Portland law enforcement was worried about the number of sex attacks occurring in the area. They're like, look, there's been more than 3.
Yeah.
We've got to start doing something.
Yeah,
so
it's time.
3 is the limit. So they were getting worried, and they set up a sting operation in the local park with an undercover female officer. Woodfield, the constant sex offender, fell into the trap without much effort from police and was arrested. While in custody, he told the police that he had sexual problems, impulse control problems, and was addicted to steroids. He pleaded guilty to reduced charges of second-degree robbery and was sentenced to 10 years behind bars in the Oregon State Penitentiary.
Ooh.
This was in 1975. He didn't even serve half the sentence, though. He earned parole after 4 years.
And he was totally reformed?
It says unreformed.
Oh, damn it.
Unrepentant, and still harboring a lust for control and power over women, he was now free to resume his hobbies. Only this time, he upped the stakes. He was released from prison just in time to attend his 10-year high school reunion.
Oh, good.
Good. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if, did he lie about it there? Did he? Now, last I heard you were drafted by the NFL. What happened after that? Showed my dick to much more people. You still doing that? Oh, yeah.
Not
that.
on bridges anymore, though. I don't need the bridge now.
Went to jail. Didn't have to do all 10 years, though.
Just 4. They for some reason trusted me. So yeah, it was where he was.
How would he get? Why would they invite him to the reunion?
Yeah. I would assume they keep up with people, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want the.
I mean, because he would probably be some a little bit famous in his town, making the NFL.
And they're like, we don't want the sex pest.
Yeah, and he was like that in high school.
So at his high school reunion, he reconnected with his former classmate, Sherry Ayers. And in October 1980, she was found raped, brutally stabbed, and bludgeoned to death in her Portland apartment. Her murder is considered the first in a 5-month crime spree.
Usually somebody you know. That's how they start.
In which Woodfield would murder 7 women up and down Interstate 5. However, some believe his murders are likely 6 times that number.
Damn.
And that he may have committed up to 60 rapes. So, a month later, Darcy Fix and Doug Altick were shot to death in their Portland home. They were killed execution style with a .32 revolver. Darcy knew Woodfield. She had been formerly involved with one of his closest friends, but the police had no evidence to suggest that Randy was the killer. Woodfield wasn't just confined to rape and murder.
Well, back then their evidence was catching the killer there.
Yeah, like, is he here? He's not. We don't know then.
Well, it could have been anybody.
If somebody shows up and said they did it, we got him.
Yeah.
But until then, we are at a
I was like, we was all together. But yeah, but still, you don't know.
You know. We put out a thing saying, hey, if you did this, please come and talk to us. But they usually don't fall for it.
They don't.
So we're working on new ways to come up with things, but right now this is what we got. So now he was also committing multiple armed robberies by picking out small businesses along the I-5. Convenience stores, ice cream parlors, and gas stations were all at the mercy of this man. He would hold the staff at gunpoint while he sexually assaulted the female staff. Just a hell of a dude.
Yeah.
The nature
Multitasker,
yes. The nature of his crimes meant that there was always witnesses to describe the attacker. He was around 6 feet tall, had a mop of brown curly hair and dark eyes. However, Woodfield would always throw a red herring into the mix. Sometimes he would wear a bandage or some athletic tape over the bridge of his nose. So, like Superman. I mean, sure, that guy looks kind of familiar, but he's got that tape over his nose, so it's not Randy Woodfield. Somebody knocked. I think I just heard something. But, other times, he would sport a fake beard or pull...
It's Randy. He's out there.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, neither of us are ladies. Go away, please. Other times, he sported a fake beard or pulled a hoodie up over his head to conceal his features.
I feel like the beard and the hoodie is a little better disguise than just...
I mean, this guy's a master
tape
disguise,
over the
really.
nose.
In December of 1980, the I-5 Bandit, as he was dubbed by the press, held up a gas station in Vancouver, Washington. So Washington has a Vancouver.
What the Canada's going
Canada's not
on?
real. It's just the upper...
They're just like, are we ripping off of them, or are they ripping off of us?
Well, that's our next... We're going to find that out.
All right.
We'll figure that out.
Get to the bottom.
And when he did that, he was wearing a fake beard. Just 4 nights later, in Eugene, Oregon, the same bearded man raided an ice cream parlor. Then, on December 14th, he robbed a drive-in restaurant in Albany. So, an ice cream parlor, I just can't imagine there's that much money to rob from an ice cream parlor. Unless there was just, like...
That's cold.
A lady that he wanted to... Yeah.
That's cold.
It's chilling, really. To do that.
Yeah.
A mere week later...
He likes to sprinkle those in. The ice cream parlors.
Man, if only his sex life, if he just was vanilla, you know what I mean? That wasn't very good.
No.
Well, whatever. I don't know.
You better coon it off.
Okay, I think we're done with that. I can't think straight. I'm trying to think of ice cream puns. A mere week later, in Seattle, the gunman trapped a waitress in the restroom of a restaurant. That's very hard to say.
Okay.
Try to say that real quick. Trapped a waitress in the restroom of a restaurant.
I don't want to.
Okay. And sexually assaulted her. Minutes after this, grinning underneath his pretend beard, he ran... I don't know why they added that part. He ransacked another ice cream parlor and took off with cash in hand. Maybe ice cream parlors were big back at
What happened to him at an ice cream parlor? I feel like there's a backstory there. Yeah. He asked for a double scoop and only got a single scoop, and that doesn't make it right.
That will do it though. Like that will set it off.
Like if you're a psychopath like he is.
Now I would understand him robbing them for that kind of shit. Because come on.
Yeah.
But let's not hurt anybody. I understand robbing.
Sure.
I asked for a double scoop.
Yeah.
And you fuckers gave me a scoop.
You're just taking it from the business. The man.
Double. Like, what do you think that means?
Yeah. Damn the man. But the people, you gotta leave them alone.
Yeah, we have morals here. Woodfield's perversions never subsided for long. His attacks on women seemed relentless. In January of 1981, he snuck into an office building in Kaiser, Oregon. He was all over Oregon. prowling the corridors until he found his prey. Eventually, he came across Shari, I think, or Sherry Hall, and Beth Wilmot, two 20-year-olds who worked in the building. He sexually assaulted both of them and then shot them both in the back of the head.
Jesus.
His attempt at silencing his witness wasn't as effective as he'd hoped, however. Hall died from the single bullet to her head, but Wilmot would go on to make sure her attacker didn't evade justice any longer. But not before he could add more victims to the ever-growing list. In February of 1981, Donna Eckert and her 14-year-old daughter were found slaughtered in their home at Mountain Gate, California. The tragic scene was discovered with mother and daughter together in bed, each shot several times in the head. He had raped I don't know if he raped both, but he had raped the child. Mere days later, a similar crime was reported from Eureka. Woodfield continued his sick road trip, holding up stores and sexually assaulting the clerks before he fled. Julie Wrights was a former girlfriend of Woodfield, and on February 15th was shot and killed at her home in Oregon. This led the investigation to focus on Woodfield, but the police couldn't keep up with him. By February 28th, he had struck 3 more times.
Man.
So this, the numbers they gave earlier, he definitely was higher than they thought.
They were just not equipped to track or to even.
He was finally apprehended on March 3rd, 1981, and was subsequently interrogated. 2 days later, his apartment was thoroughly searched, and on March 7th, several victims picked him from a police lineup, including Beth Wilmot.
So he didn't kill both chicks that were at the office. Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
He thought he'd killed her with a bullet to the head. The case against
I wonder if he heard that she lived, and that's why the mother and the daughter were multiple.
Really,
yeah. Golly.
Figuring he would definitely finish him off. The case against him gathered steam quickly. An abundance of incriminating evidence and indictments came rolling in from jurisdictions in Washington and Oregon, including multiple counts of murder, rape, sodomy, attempted kidnapping, and armed robbery. The Beaverton police chief, David Bishop, said of the killer's pattern, "All of a sudden it became obvious. It was a map of I-5. Woodfield was addicted to the phone. He made thousands of calls. He had girlfriends everywhere. Despite zipping from crime to crime as quickly as he could, he always made time to stop and call his many girlfriends at nearby payphones."
Because they didn't have cell phones back then.
Right. That would end up helping trap him and tie him to the crime scene.
Good.
He was also.
I hope this guy's dead. Just finish your story, but I hope he's dead.
He was ultimately found guilty of Cherie Hall's murder, the attempted murder of Beth Wilmot, as well as 2 counts of sodomy. Another 35 years were added to his sentence later that year when he was again convicted of sodomy and weapons charge for his attack on a woman in a restaurant bathroom. Advances in forensic technology would help to charge Woodfield in several more murders. In 2012, his DNA tied him to 5 more, of which he had been suspected but indicted. These included Darcy Fix and her boyfriend, as well as Donna Eckert and her daughter Janelle. And then he was also found guilty of the murder of Julie Wrights. While Woodfield tried to cover his tracks with disguises and erratic behavior,
Like that nose tape,
his crimes escalated rapidly, and he knew some of the victims, which marked him as a suspect. Ultimately, he wasn't as clever as he thought he was, though. And
they never are.
No. Despite never admitting to any of the crimes he committed, overwhelming evidence and advances in DNA technology mean that he will never walk free again.
He won't even admit to it after he's caught, and just maybe he could help some families and be like, yeah, that person is dead, and
Yeah, let me see if he's dead. And that story was from allthat'sinteresting.com.
If he's not dead, that could be our next episode. We can just go find him and kill him. Yeah. I'll do something to get put in the jail that he's at. You can be my lawyer to make sure I lose the case.
I like this.
And then I'm put in the jail. And then I'm like, this is for middle-aged and mediocre.
You son of a bitch.
And I stab him in the shower.
I think he's still alive. He's in prison.
Oh, let's go.
Let me see.
I hope that the other inmates aren't treating him very well.
Yeah, born 19...
He's probably old as fuck now, but still.
70 years old.
Yeah. Other inmates, if you're listening, just keep fucking with them.
He's at Oregon State Penitentiary right now.
Fuck that guy.
So to all of our fans at Oregon State Penitentiary, please kick Randall Woodfield right in the cock.
He doesn't like contact.
Yeah, he hates it. So, but yeah, he's 70 years old. Hopefully he'll be dead soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, so that's the story of Randall Woodfield, the Green Bay Packer, former Green Bay Packer. That's how I found the story, by looking for
And they probably love to have their name associated with this guy.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, treat Aaron Rodgers better. So you deserve this. You brought this on yourselves, Packers.
That's my Ed McMahon laugh.
That man's just, your best fucking player, the greatest of all time. But yeah, you be dicks about it.
Way to waste the 17th. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, not
Randall Woodfield.
Okay, yeah.
No, Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest
I know.
of all time. Randall Woodfield, not
not at all.
Bottom of the barrel, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the story. That's the murder for you guys.
Cool.
Honestly, we quit doing the murder stories for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I just lost interest for a little bit. Like, I was just sick of fucking reading about murder,
bad news,
all that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, I really missed it. So
what's that?
I said I really missed it.
Yeah. So it's good to throw one in here. For
sure.
Once
Yeah.
So there's been some people saying that they miss that sort of thing, so we'll drop those in there. But I have more fun.
We'll sprinkle them in.
It's what. Are there even ice cream parlors anymore?
Like at the mall.
Does that count as a parlor?
No, now there's Froyo. You have to go to a Froyo place.
Google the word parlor.
Google it up.
So,
do you like Froyo? I heard, yeah. One time you put all that shit in your Froyo and it was like $20.
That's right.
I remember that story.
What was that one? Middleweight or Figure Forecast?
I think it was Figure Forecast. Yeah.
Because
that's they get you. They're like they put all those toppings out there. They have that toppings bar with just fucking everything.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever went to one of those.
You're like, oh, some of this, some of this.
You
some
can't
of
give me
this.
that many options. I'm gonna freak out and get all of it.
You probably ate like a quarter of it.
Oh yeah, fuck. I didn't eat it. Yeah. A parlor is a room used primarily for conversation or the reception of guests.
I have a parlor then.
Yeah,
I would
we
say
all
my
have
record
parlors.
room's a parlor.
So why do ice cream parlors get to be all special and fancy?
I don't know.
Anyways, speaking of ice cream,
this really triggered you, didn't it?
yeah. So one of the things I'll talk about this is a fun topic. I went to the doctor. And
you keep bragging about this doctor visit, man.
They did some lab work. Turns out I have diabetes.
Oh.
Which is the absolute worst disease to have, because like if you tell people, and there's it's not that sad if you have type 2 because
they don't have a lot of diabetes 5Ks.
It's basically just I like candy, so it's hard to really justify it. But I'm watching my shit. I'm getting myself back in order.
You need me to watch your shit?
Watch me shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
No, that's good. I saw you're meal prepping.
Yeah, meal prepping.
But
I just assumed this is my third primary care physician in a few years now. And I just assumed, being a larger fella, that my other two doctors had been testing me for this. Because I would think they would.
They are doctors.
Yes. They hadn't, best I can tell. So I think I've had this.
So you have to take shots now, like insulin?
It's not, I mean, I get retested to see if...
Basically...
If you lose a foot, can I have it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Under any circumstance.
I want it. Okay,
Whether
good.
it's from this or just...
I want it.
Yeah, it's yours.
I have a whole Foot Locker. I'll put it in.
Yeah. Because it's a locker.
Yeah.
I get it. So... No, I'm making some
I'm glad
changes
you're.
to my diet.
I'm glad you're getting healthy.
Should be able to...
I avoid all that shit. If something just doesn't feel good, or there's a strange bump here or there, I'm just like, all right, cool.
See, I did for 30-some years of my life. And I was doing good then. But then once I started going to the doctor...
you don't go.
I don't know if it's like...
I don't think you should... If you're listening, my advice is not to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean...
Just ever.
I really can't argue with you there.
I feel like it's easier for them to figure out what was wrong with you after you're gone than what's wrong with you currently.
That's true.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Just ignorant bliss, baby.
There you go.
I've never been healthier.
That's true. So yeah, we'll see what goes on. But yeah, I think for the past 7 years, 8 years, that I've felt like absolute dog shit all the time.
You may have been to diabetes.
Yeah. So maybe a whole new cash happening soon.
I don't like it. I like you feeling like shit.
I
like keeping you under my thumb, just feeling awful. And then I'm kind of more, I feel like I'm more in control.
We literally had this, I had this exact same conversation with the other podcast.
Oh,
They
yeah?
said that they liked negative, miserable cats.
Yeah.
So I'm glad everyone doesn't want me to be
No,
happy.
I want you to be a healthy, happy little fella.
Yeah.
But just lose a foot so I can have it.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, does that have to be my foot? Can I just get you a foot?
I prefer.
Because I could get you a
I
foot.
mean, if a rabbit's foot's lucky, what is your foot?
I have no luck. Well, no, I did do pretty good this weekend.
Yeah, see? Because of that foot.
I'll get you a foot.
Okay.
It may not be mine, but I'll get you a foot.
Okay.
So, if anybody has a foot out there for sale, just let me know. But yeah, so I got the
Oh, you got your tattoo?
got the tattoo
I
started.
hung out with you when you were getting your tattoo.
You had a chance to do it.
I
Do
know.
Some of it.
You cried a lot more than what I thought you would.
Well, man, I mean,
just you hadn't even tattooed yet.
hey,
you were
ain't
crying.
nothing wrong with crying. You know what I mean?
No.
Ain't nothing wrong.
You were really tough. You just sat there. You weren't
I was very tough.
like when I get tattooed, my foot's like
flexing the whole time?
my foot's like constantly doing that thing. You know, where it's just.
Oh, dude, I could go to sleep while getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling.
I was like,
in
is
the world.
he getting a tattoo? Is it really
Is
going
that guy
on?
just drawing lines on
Yeah.
his arm with a pen?
You took it like a champ.
I did, after I got this done, I did think, like, oh, man, I should have had him just, like, take a pen and write the I Heart Craig Kilborn.
Oh.
And then, like, after you left, I'd wipe it off. The next day, I'd be like, I don't know what happened, dude. The ink didn't
It
stick.
didn't take.
I don't know. Like, I
It's
thought
weird.
the ray gun stuck.
Yeah, it looks
So-
good though. After it's healed.
Yeah, I'll go back in soon, get the collar put in the ray gun, get the sound waves
Uh-huh.
around the lettering in the background. So
You need to get the heart colored in red.
yeah, I will.
Okay,
I will.
good.
It does. So it says I Heart Craig Kilborn. It
Uh-huh.
does look a little serial killerish,
Yeah,
a little bit. So that's my handwriting.
it does. Yep.
Everybody needs to know.
It does look a little
So,
serial killerish.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got a few.
Like
people,
when you get him in a chokehold, he's gonna look down, and that'll be like right up underneath his chin, and he'll
Yeah.
know that you're killing him, but you love him.
But I love Craig. Yeah.
You have to kill him because you love him so much.
That's one reason. Yes. I did wonder. So like, I've got it. The way I've got it is like, if
like
I'm looking,
it's-
if
like
I'm
if
looking
you're
down
checking
my
the
arm,
time of your watch, it's always
Yeah,
time to love
then I
Craig
can see it.
Kilborn.
But do you think I should have got it the other way, to where if like I'm like if it's laying like this,
I think it's perfect just
people
like
can
that.
read it? No, like this is good.
I like it just like that
Yeah, I've had a few people ask.
because I want you to be able to look down and read it.
I see it all the time now.
Yeah, I bet.
It's a daily
And
reminder.
every time you have to think of me, you're like, oh yeah.
Now, so far, I've had about a dozen people
Uh-huh.
probably say like, "Hey, what's that say?"
What's that?
Out of those 12 people, 0 have known who Craig Kilborn
They
was.
probably just want out of the conversation. They're like,
They-
I regret asking.
They initiated the
Yeah, I know.
conversation, so-
They instantly regret asking.
Well, that's their fault. They have to stay.
What
and
do you
listen.
say? What do you? Who do
I
you
always
say
go.
he is?
I always go. Do you know the Daily Show?
Okay.
And
that's a
they
good
usually
place
go,
to start.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Jon
And I'm
Stewart.
like, yeah, Jon Stewart. They're like, So I was like, well, you don't know. I was like, Craig Kilborn hosted the first. I'm like, oh. And I was like, have you ever seen the movie Old School? They're like, oh yeah, Will Ferrell. And I was like, yeah, well, that's Will Ferrell. He's in it.
He doesn't share any scenes with Will Ferrell, but yeah.
And they
he's in
never
it.
remember that part either.
In
So
Sports Center, people probably
he's
don't
the most
really-
forgettable human of all time. Craig Kilborn, if you're listening, I've got your name tattooed on me now. So I think I'm the only human being alive
I think you are.
with any Craig Kilborn related tattoo.
Uh-huh.
So
Call Guinness.
send me money? I don't know.
Call Guinness.
Come on, Craig.
Come on,
I was trying to
Craig.
tag him on Twitter. He doesn't have a Twitter.
Yeah. For this reason, he's.
You have an Instagram. He has an Instagram, right?
I don't know if it's really him. I think it's
That's
just
right. You
somebody.
said that.
I think
I
it's
don't believe he has an assistant. I cannot.
It's a fan account. I think.
That doesn't make any sense either.
But I don't
Unless
know.
you made it.
Nope.
Then there's no way. Because he only has one fan, and I'm looking at it.
It's me.
And I know you don't know how to set up a real
I don't
Instagram and do
know.
all that stuff.
I set one up for my cat though.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, it might be you then. You might be the Craig Kilborn. Born to what are you gonna get? Born to Kilborn?
Yeah, Born to
Is that what it was?
Kill Born. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Full Metal Jacket
Metal
has
Jacket.
Born to Kill,
Yeah.
so I like Born to Kill Born.
Well, all right. Yeah, the guy gave you the kid that did the tattoo artist.
I don't think he was serious.
His name's Scotty. I think he would have let you.
Really?
Almost positive.
I would have done it. I didn't think he was
Oh, you
serious.
would- oh, yeah.
I
I'm
thought he
almost-
was. I thought that's surely against some health code.
You know what? It might be, but I still think he might have.
Yeah,
let you.
he's young enough.
I'd have. Whatever. I'd have been down.
Cool.
So not now though, because now I'm.
Now it looks
I
good.
want it to look good.
Yeah.
So. But all right, you missed your chance.
Sorry.
Could have killed me right.
Story of my life.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week.
Will we?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Happy late birthday.
Thank you.
Everybody go wish him a happy birthday on Twitter at
Yeah.
the Joel MG.
Yep.
You can
Say
follow
mean
us.
things about me.
Say the meanest thing you can think of to him. Or, you can go to, if you listen on Apple, after you give us that 5-star rating, you can go review and you can type in a mean thing about Joel.
Oh, yeah.
That's also good. Just end it with, but seriously, Joel does great.
He's really good.
He's the best.
Yeah.
So, let's
But really.
keep it to the roast rules.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Watch for snakes
Yeah.
and bees. Good God, snake bees.
Bee snakes.